Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Saaghe Fogwe podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today. Those of you who are watching, those who are still coming on, welcome, welcome. Get comfortable because today will be a hot, hot show. And we're doing, we're starting our Sunday shows now. We've moved from Wednesday to Sunday based on popular demand, and we go with the flow, as things we go with the flow. But today will be a very rich show because I have two very special people to me who will be on this show to just give us some information. We're all about community. We're all about uplifting our community, empowering our community, and just making sure that we're thinking certain things through as to what we want the future to look like. Some of us focus on today. We don't think that tomorrow is going to come, but we want to make sure that we're reminding each other that there is a tomorrow. And that's why today's topic is kids of tomorrow building their future today. And I won't go too much into it so that I don't steal the show from, the stars. So I'm going to bring to the stage two people. They are together, so they're gonna, we don't need to pull them in separately. They'll be together so we can tag team. So I'm gonna bring them to the stage, and when they come on, we'll introduce them. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, good. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Y'all look as sharp as a steak knife.
Thank you.
Or should I say a soya knife?
You're doing the same. Thank
Malam soya knife.
You're doing the same. Thank
Yeah, you
you.
look the same.
You look just
Welcome, welcome. So, for those who are just joining us, and I think I shared the link with you guys already. So, if you want to share with your contacts, I sent it to Doc. You can go ahead and start sharing if you want people to jump on so they don't miss a minute of the show.
yes, it's on my status
I
already.
sent you a link. Yeah.
I'm sharing already on the status. Thank
Okay. Awesome. And then Sister Costa, if I guess if you want to drop it on your status too, we can do that. But let me go ahead and
It's recorded, right? So after that, it will be live.
yes, after that they can watch a video. They
Okay.
can watch the video. If they want to, if people want to jump on now, they can jump on now. But if Doc goes ahead and shares, that's good. So, um, so I introduced the topic. The topic today is, kids of tomorrow building their future today. So these two people I have here, they're experts in this, in this area because they're doing some wonderful things in the community. And so I don't want to steal, I want them to introduce themselves. So let's start with you, Doc. Introduce yourself, where your names, where you come from,
Okay.
what we need to know about you, blah, blah,
Thank
blah.
you. Thank you. My name is Wilfred Nja. So I am Dr. Wilfred Nja. I was born in Cameroon in a town called Bamenda. Cameroon is a small country about the size of California in Africa. And I was born to what I would say is a middle class family, hardworking parents. My father was a retired, he is currently a retired court administrator. And then my mother is a businesswoman, still is a businesswoman till this day. Um, this these two people, I would say, did all they could do in terms of sacrificing to make sure that I and my siblings receive the education that has put us on the world stage today, as I would say. And they have been instrumental in making sure that I continue this path in education. And they're proud to see that now I am being responsible for the education of others as well through a foundation, like you will find out as we go. And so having that background and then moving to America to continue studies and with the goal to become a physician. That was the goal I had coming in. So I charged on that path for all those many years, and I am currently a physician in training. So I attended the George Washington University School of Medicine. That's where I graduated with my doctorate in medicine, and I'm currently serving with the Court Foundation. As you would find out, we will have a lot to talk about. And so pretty much that is just a short introduction about me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. So as we're having more of this conversation today, you get to know him a little bit more. and what he's been doing. He's being a little bit modest. His resume is longer than that, but we'll just let it. We'll summarize it then. So I'm gonna go to Sister Costa.
Thank you very much. Um, I am Tekum Pentecostal. I come from Cameroon in Central Africa, a country with the size of California in the USA. And I was born to Honorable Dr. Peter Akunfomum and Tabitha. I have many siblings. They instill in us the importance of education. From Cameroon, I moved on to the United States, where I live with my husband and children. Thank you.
That's it.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Yes.
This my grandson. All right. So what they didn't say, and I'm gonna add to the introduction. I've had the question. People ask me that, do you only bring people who go to PSS Mancon to your show? I said no.
Oh my God.
So it just happens that the people I surround myself with. So for those who don't know, PSS Mancon is a school in Bamenda. The full name is Presbyterian Secondary School Mancon.
Correct.
And I'm currently the president of the PEMEXA, that ex-student association in the USA. So that doesn't I just surround myself with people who go to PSS. Somehow it just happens, and it's not because I'm discriminating or I hate other schools. It just most of my lasting relationships came from that school. So these two people are also PEMEXANs. I found out the other day during the conversation as we were preparing for this show that Wilfred went to PSS. He didn't meet me in PSS. So I was so happy because I'm always around the grandsons, the grandfriends, older than me. So I finally found somebody who was younger than me.
Yes, you're all my grandson. That's true.
In PSS, I came to Form 1 and she had left. So I never met her. You see the way I interact with her, you think that I met her in PSS. We knew each other while in school, but no, but we just associate that way. And that's how networking happens. You know, your relationships that you have from wherever, your roots, make a difference, you know, in how you interact with people. And it just builds you into a person that believes in community. And I'm all about that. You know, sometimes, you know, I might be a little bit reserved. I'm not out there all the time, but my heart is all about community. And that's what this platform is about. So this is not about me. We're going to go straight into the beef of the matter. So I'm going to start with Sister Costa. I'm going to ask you some questions already, and we'll go back and forth between the two of you. That way, you know, we alternate between the two of you. So tell us about your philanthropic spirit. When did that start? How did you even get into thinking about doing things like charity? How did you end up thinking that, okay, I want to be this person that serves the community? Where did that come from? How did it stem up?
Yeah, I remember growing up in our home as a young teenager. I used to cook food and take to the hospital to visit the sick. At that time, I didn't even know that was philanthropy. And sometimes I was being rebuked. Sometimes they just accepted me for who I was. And I know, again, growing up in our house, my siblings, they will not let me borrow their shoes or their clothes. Because if I go downtown, I see somebody who is helpless and say, Pentecostal, can I have the slippers? Honestly, I will remove the slippers and I'll give it away. And then I'm coming back home bare feet. And then my sister was like, where is my slippers that you took? I said, I gave it away. So at that time, I didn't know it was philanthropic. So I think it was something that is inborn in me. Yeah. And I remember when I went to PSS in Form 1, they gave me a lot of money. So children came to school, didn't have money. I took that money, I shared it with them, and it was okay.
Yeah.
So at that time, I didn't know I was doing all this was philanthropy until I grew up into an adult.
Wow,
Thank
that's amazing. That's
Okay.
amazing. You don't, yeah, so you don't have to necessarily be taught to be a philanthropist. It has to be in you. Even if you learn some of it, even if you go to school to learn about some of the ways to carry it out, it has to be inborn. It has to be in you because you cannot fake it, right? That you have to have that heart. So, Doc, you do some work with her, and so introduce the foundation first of all. How what found this Kids of Tomorrow Foundation? Just give us some background on the foundation so people know what we're
Okay.
talking about.
So when it has to do with the foundation, I would like to say that we are going. It's a two tier message we'll give you, because it being a branch out for her, have being the founder, that she's as excited as I am to talk about this foundation. So if I say something, just allow her to piggyback if she wants to.
Yes, yes, definitely.
So the Kids of Tomorrow Foundation is is it's I like to say it's a platform, a movement, a platform that is born out of necessity, out of the love for children, the love to help provide for people who have I would say their needs have not been met, and this foundation is doing to a community, is doing for the community what I would say in some countries that I have visited, what the government would do for the people, like providing. I would say, if you see, let me call into the conversation that what we would call what as the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Mhm.
If your audience would remember that from school, that in this foundation, looking at that Maslow's hierarchy of needs and providing and doing all they can to provide that to not just the children but to the community, and having that impact in the community is what this foundation has been doing. So the foundation started with having to provide a home, shelter, I would say, and a life for children who have been through challenges,
Mhm.
different types of challenges, which you would learn, and the audience would learn that too if they were to follow us, to which I know the word, on our
Mhm.
platforms. These children have different challenges they've been through, and from the kindness of her and her husband's heart, they put together this foundation and then started the orphanage. And as we speak, the kids are listening and they're watching us as we speak,
Oh.
which is so excited. So and after putting that together, you would see, if you've raised children, and kids get sick every now and then. There's a tummy
Mhm.
ache here. This, speak as a physician, that's what you would notice, that every now and then the child will be running out of getting a cold, and so on. So that also brought in the need for good health, to the
Mhm.
children. So now that need has to be met for the orphanage home, to run smoothly. So they had to go into their coffers to dig even deeper, to create a clinic, which is now a hospital, for
Mhm.
to meet the needs of these children. And then to see that the community that is beyond the orphanage was also in need of this kind of care, you see. And so this was expanded and opened to the community beyond the orphanage. So it became a center of care, a center of wellness to the community at large. And then we had this model where we've put together and now started to model it out of to other states, and we'll talk about that as we go.
Mhm.
So something that started out of providing a home to children has then scaled itself up to providing care, healthcare, providing education,
Mhm.
providing food to the community, and so on. So this is what this foundation is in a nutshell.
Wow, that's amazing. And I know you've kind of answered my next question was why kids? I was going to ask Sister Costa that why kids? Why not adults? But you sort of touched on it, but still expand on that. Why was your focus children? Why not adults? What about the adults in the community?
Um, why kids? I love humanity, but the kids are more vulnerable than the adults. So that's where my passion is. And not discriminating, not being discriminatory, but we also take care of the the seniors in the society. Like I remember every Tuesday, every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the seniors in in the community, they come to the center to come eat. They play games, they make them do exercises, they take their blood pressure and advise them what to do day to day and help them to bathe. So we take care of both, but I'm more passionate about the
Children.
kids who are more vulnerable. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's very important because, like I started off saying, we don't think about tomorrow. When we focus on just today, we focus on Saturday, we focus on next week, we focus on next year, without thinking beyond that.
Yeah.
That there's a future. That's when a generation can easily die, right? If we
Right.
don't think about it. So the kids of tomorrow. So let's highlight for us why we should even invest in these children, because sometimes we forget that they're going to be leaders tomorrow, right? So we have to invest in them. So just talk about some of the things that you're doing in these for these children that will make sure that tomorrow they are good leaders.
That goes to me, right?
Yes, and
Yes.
he can add on. You can answer it, and then he can add on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, investing in kids is investing in the future, because the way you bring up kids today will determine the future of tomorrow. If we don't take care of kids today, like if our kids don't go to school, if our kids are not morally, if they are morally bankrupt, we're going to have a disaster tomorrow. So I believe that if we take care of these kids today, we'll have a brighter future tomorrow. So we're ensuring for the future of tomorrow. Dr. Njeri, if you have something to add.
Yeah, just to add to what you said, which you're correct about, that is, um, you can see from the backgrounds that we've said, introducing ourselves, is that we were fortunate to have come from homes that invested in us. For us
Right.
to stand where we are today and to look back, it, I think it just makes sense that now that we were given that mantle, we have that responsibility to also prepare the future for others as ours was prepared. So, but why invest in children? I think that, like you said rightly, there is no future, if we don't guarantee, we don't do something about it. These things don't. It does. The future is never bright by default. You have to
Mhm.
work. It's a seed you plant. I encourage people. I say you always have to plant the good seeds, because there got to be a harvest. There will be
Mhm.
a harvest for sure. So these children have been born. They are here. They are part of the community.
Mhm.
They will be in the future. So we have to equip them with what we think is correct, such that when they get into the future, these people will be the ones contributing into, in the future, in the community. They will be the ones leading us. And so if we don't give them the right tools now, we can tell, to ourselves, that this is not going to turn out good in the future. So this is it's imperative. I think the time is right to go now and give it to them now. And then we know that once this is done, and from our own example, from our lives, that the future will be better.
That's amazing. Yeah, and also the kids are the ones who pick out our nursing homes. So if we don't, if you don't invest in them, they'll pick out the crappy nursing home for you, right?
Right.
That's why I'll pick mine. I'll pay for it. No, I'm just kidding. Pay for it, start
Well,
making
you
a down
have good
payment
kids.
now, so I can make sure that I know what kind of home they put me in. But
Yeah.
no, all jokes aside, though. So the foundation. So you talked about education, and I know that you're doing some kind of drive right now for a library. What is the goal of that? What is the goal of that library? What do you mean? What do you want to achieve from having a library for the foundation?
I think I'll go first.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. I remember in one of our parties that we're having with the children. So we randomly asked them, "What do you want to become in future?" You don't say, "I want to become a doctor. I want to become a nurse. I want to become an engineer." One said, "I want to become a president."
Wow.
I mean, they name all these
Hmm.
flamboyant titles that they want to become. So they our doctor, who is of blessed memory, Dr. Cummings Carries, said, I think when she listened to that video, when she watched that video, he said, I think what we should give these children on the fifth anniversary will be a state of arts library. I said, yes, that is a good suggestion.
So this is the fifth anniversary.
The fifth.
This year. This year.
Mhm.
What's the date of the anniversary? Just so for the record.
Yeah, is the real date of the anniversary was supposed to be in March, but we pushed it in July because that's when most of us will have opportunity to fly to
Okay.
Nigeria. So we'll be celebrating it from the 25th of July to the 28th of July.
So basically, you guys are trying to get out of the Pemexa convention. Trying to avoid the convention.
So we have to split up.
Still send your donations. We'll still
We
accept
will send our
donations.
support.
Always. Donations
That is
accepted
our
from the
freedom.
foundation. Yeah, but
We do that.
this is wonderful though, because so we're not, you know how we just do anniversaries just to celebrate, eat, drink, and do nothing substantial coming out of it. But you're actually wanting to mark the fifth anniversary of the foundation with something spectacular. So this library, so for those who are viewing the show right now or who are going to watch this later, this is opening up the doors for, for anybody who, even if you're not hands-on, I know I've supported in the past, but I haven't really been involved. But after this conversation, I will, I'm going to commit a little bit more to this, to support the effort a little bit more and push this a little bit more. So I'm pledging.
Thank
I'm
you.
pledging. So those who are watching, this is an opportunity. Even if you're not hands-on, you're not there supporting the effort in person, obviously financial support is important. So we will share a link to the foundation website. So it's very easy. It's set up where you can go donate. And I think it's tax deductible too, right?
Yes.
So for those who, this is a website on the screen. Very easy. You go there. There's the donate button, just like any foundation website. It's a very nice website. You go there. You can volunteer your time. You can get involved. You can connect with them and find out how you can help. I mean, through me, you can also connect with them. Just reach out to me if you don't have their contact, which on the website you can. And just whatever you can. So, Doc, speak to what more people can do. I know I've kind of primed that a little bit, but go ahead and speak to us and tell us what people can do to support this effort.
So I want to, first of all, let me thank you for giving us. This is the point where I have to say thank you, okay, for giving us this platform, because you have people who are listening. So thank you so much for that. This is what they could do. First of all, we understand the importance of a library. They've always said that if you wanted to hide something from people, you should put it in a book. Let me tell you, man, you can't hide things from these kids in a book. These kids love books, you see. So it is. We are just honored that they are following in our footsteps, because, I mean, I personally, I'm standing where I am today as a physician because I was never shy of reading. You see, in PSS Mancon, we had library time.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the library or you were in trouble, So that discipline about, which made book to be the center of it all was, it's the foundation that I think it worked for me. It will work for the other kids. So this is imperative for us. Now, to mark a fifth anniversary with a library, and we're not just talking about, because I want to qualify this before I tell you what they should do for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just talking about a collection of books, man. We are talking about a state-of-the-art library. This is a library that will help beyond the children, beyond the orphanage. It is to help the entire community, because there are kids outside the orphanage who are looking from outside. They want to be part of the action. We can't say no. You see, so the books is the way that these children will reach out to the rest of the world. It's through books. You see. So that being said. So this foundation, I get really excited when these kids come. Oh my God. Don't get me started. So I love to see them. You have bright faces. So this is the kind of library that I would say we are having today. The kind of library where the computers are there, the internet is there, which works. The internet is there, that works. The computers are there, and the books, they have access to all the books. I mean, the most recent version of books. You see, one thing which I would say most people had growing up is that the books were outdated.
Mhm.
Studied them, we studied every sentence in them, but they were outdated.
Yeah.
So we want that when the new versions, the new editions of these books come out, these kids have it. You see, where globalization is making things possible like that now. So what do I want them to do? We will be coming to these people, to your listeners, to those who will be listening to this. We will be coming to ask for donations. So you're gonna get phone calls. You would have this video will be everywhere because we want the world to
Mhm.
partner with us. Come
Yeah.
join us on this journey. This is a movement. I want to call it that. This is a bold statement to make.
Mhm.
But to say that these children will never be left behind because they have a thirst for knowledge. That qualifies me to make that bold statement. We are coming for your donations. Be kind enough to join us on this journey. You will never regret. One of the best things in the world to do is to do something meaningful of change in some other person's life. This is
Mhm.
it. So thank you.
Yeah. That's amazing. Sister Costa, you have anything to add?
Yeah, as Dr. Njai rightly said, I think he has re-echoed everything that the children need a state of the arts library. And we are asking the community because we cannot do this by ourselves. We have to put our hands together. They say all hands on deck to make this happen. So I reiterate that please, 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 we need your support to ensure the future of tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is amazing. So have you thought about mentorship? Because these kids, yes, they need that library. They've spoken into existence the professions that they want.
Mhm.
But uh, have you thought about people actually volunteering to be mentors? Like, I'm a nurse practitioner. There might be a kid. I mean, nurse practitioner is not a title back home that we know about. We know physician. So like, I'm an imitation physician.
No, I don't want
Not
to
at
say
all.
Imitation physician, right? Back
no.
home.
You're not.
So
You're not.
if there's a kid who wants to be, or let me say nurse, because I'm a nurse, my basic title is a nurse, right? So I'm an advanced practice nurse, but basic title is a nurse. If there's a kid who wants to be a nurse, is there an opportunity for people who want to volunteer to mentor these children? Is there, have you thought about that for the foundation?
Yes, 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 we have. So I'm excited when this is one of those topics that gets me really excited. So we actually thought of what we call in us, we call it the exit strategy. How these kids will become part of the community after they grow and get out there. So in this exit strategy, we started to contact and to make these partnerships with leaders in beyond their local communities, even up all the way to here in the U.S. To see the people that we admire that can come on board and partner with us in terms of just being that that hand, that person that can say, okay, those who want to be lawyers, here's a lawyer, speak to
Mhm.
a lawyer. you know and then we have people locally too who can take them around and say, this is what it feels like to be, this is a day in the life of a doctor, this is a day in the life of
Mhm.
a nurse, and things like that. So but we are still on that quest of getting more people. You see, we are picky though, we are very selective in
Yes.
the people we bring into their
Yeah.
lives. Having the background that children have had, we have to vet these people and then
Yes.
bring in the people that we know will not be a one-time wonder. We want people who, when they come, they will grow with the children. You see,
Mhm.
mentorship is not a one-day thing.
Mhm.
Mentorship is a lifetime commitment. So we are open to and let the audience know that we are open to accepting that kind of partnership so that we can actually open up the children's mindset into, making them believe that these goals that they have set for themselves will be, it's possible by seeing others that are living the life of which they aspire to live. So thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, that leads me, that's a good segue into my next question on servant leadership, because yes, your leaders, so Sister Costa's she's the CEO, the owner of the foundation, and you're the healthcare consultant.
Yes.
So it's not just lip service, right? It's not just like do what I say or what I write,
And
or we have to teach these children that we're not just the kind of leaders who will just tell them something that we're not doing ourselves.
that's
So
right.
how are you exemplifying servant leadership, and what does it mean to the both of you?
Okay.
Okay, I think I'll go first.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That is that is an interesting question. I know when we started this organization, I thought through it. What would be a good thing that will bring these children together? So the first thing, I taught them how to wash each other's feet. I taught them how to wash each other's feet. I started by washing their feet. If you remember, Jesus Christ washed the disciples' feet. I thought that was a good thing. And with that washing of feet, they do that every Sunday. They've been doing that religiously since this organization started. And it's part of it. And at that time, that's when they have time to talk to each other. They tell their sister, I love you, I love my sister loves me. I think they keep reiterating that. It builds that bond within them. And when I go there too, I don't only sit there like the boss, I go to the kitchen and cook for them. I serve them food. We go to the playground, play together. So, and our president, Professor Fomanjo, he's my mentor. He's my dad too. He doesn't sit there and talk that I'm a professor. No, he comes and do the work. So I think that the kids are all surrounded with good people, that they are learning by example. Like in last year, he was there for a month with the kids. He was teaching them, not only just talking. He would take them to the field to go play ball, to go play soccer with them, take them to the farm, teach them how to farm with Mr. Kwende. They were all there for a month. So I think that we not only talk, but we teach. We teach by example. And I think the world that we live in, we have to work together and work by example. I mean, for the world to be a better place, that is what we should do.
Yeah, very important. And that this doesn't only go to the foundation. In every place where we are, where we serve, we need to be able to, to be servant leaders. And Doc, did you have something to add to
Oh,
that?
yeah, I was going to add something which
Yeah.
I think we both share is we have is the love for discipline. Discipline is something that, I mean, if we are all from PSS Manco, right? It's one thing.
Saturday punishment.
May I remind you of how it was, So if you didn't like discipline, I think the upbringing that we had, just the fact that that upbringing brings that into your life and introduces that to you, and then but we like it. So I say that to add to what you're saying, that my time in the orphanage, because I'm one of those who I don't lead from the desk. I have to get out there and get in the trenches as well. So the time I've spent in the orphanage, I saw discipline like I was in PSS Manco. You got to get up, make up your bed. It was time for the refectory time. You went to the refectory and or the cafeteria, the dining hall, and you sat down and you got the meal and you ate. You had to eat, And then so when it was nap time, siesta, they all went and had a nap. Oh, that reminded me of boarding school a lot, So I saw
PSS came back to life.
Yes, the kind of rules, I would say, the kind of rules that I put, which the leaders abide to the rules as well. That is one thing I noticed there. And that speaks to servant leadership as well, because you're not making rules, which is for them and
Mm-hmm.
not for you. So that I saw that, and it's one thing that till this day, it's really it's very strong at the orphanage and in the organization as well. Not just the orphanage, the other aspects, the other initiatives of this platform, the foundation has that discipline as well, where the leadership is showing the example, of that service that is required
Mm-hmm.
to grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So what are the big goals for KOT Foundation? What vision do you have? I know we've talked about some things that that were in place, but what are the, because for every organization you have to have short-term goals, you have long-term goals. What are the long-term goals for this foundation?
I'll go first.
Please, please
Mm.
do. No, I like you to go first. I
Go
like the
by age,
sound.
go by age.
I like the sound of to take on that
Respect your
vision.
elders. Doc, respect your elders.
Yes, I do. I
Yes, so
do.
that is
I
PSS
I
do.
right
know.
there.
Who are you to speak when your grandson is speaking?
I know. So the goals that I have for these children, or that we have for these children, is to see them be the leaders of tomorrow, like becoming doctors, becoming the lawyers, the engineers that they want to be, by sending them to good schools. That's what we're doing now. They go to the best schools in town. They all go to private schools. So that's how we are ensuring that this vision will come to pass. And again, this the big dream that we have again for them is that one day I will want to walk my children down the aisle, hand them to a doctor, because they too will be doctors. Hand them to
Let-
another
Can I
doctor.
interrupt real quick before you finish that thought? Are we only pushing for doctors, engineers? Because remember, that's
I did
what
not
we.
finish. Oh, I did not finish.
Okay,
I
all
did not
right.
finish.
You
I'm
know,
still landing.
yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. There's one of my child who look at me in the face and said, "If you go to school, can you become a teller?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Because that is what I want to become." I said, "Let me tell you, without calling names, I have somebody who read engineering, but now is the best teller, making big money. So you have to go to school. When you go to school and then you become that teller, I will support you. But now it's time for you to go to school. You cannot stop school at this level because you want to become a teller." So everybody, and what we're trying to do is that they have children with different strengths, and we're going to help them in their different strengths. So we are not just, but we are not passionate just about doctors, engineers, but that's why they are passionate. But we have other kids that they openly have told us, and I see in them. But again, we want them to have that basic education that will help them propel them in life. Yes. So we're
Okay.
not only talking about doctors.
Yeah,
We have
because
all
that's how we grew up, right? With the five fingers, where our parents were doctor, engineer, um, whatever
teacher.
the other three are, and they never talk about business people
Yeah.
because we want them to also think entrepreneurship, to think in terms of that. So that's what I wanted to interject. Doc, anything else on the vision, goals for the foundation?
She has painted out a very fantastic, a very clear vision, and I will add to what she's saying. We believe in an all-round education. That's just the fact. My time there with the kids, I realized something about a lot of them. The after school program that we have for the
Yeah.
children, where some of them love acting. I saw them really act. I mean, the Nollywood actors, they got it coming, you know. They got it coming. I saw someone really acting, and then some really love craft work. So they are good with their hands. Those are the designers, if you want to say.
Mhm.
Those are the interior designers and the
Yeah.
people who are going to do us the next beautiful art piece and things that they have it. These kids have it. I saw them do it. Then the ones that will be the agricultural engineers and the people who will own the large estates and large farms, I see that too in them, because on Saturday the kids cannot wait. There were a lot of them could not wait to go gardening. You know, I mean, how many kids go gardening? These kids are something else. You know, how many kids go gardening? You know, yeah. So, and we have pictures with them celebrating harvest and you know, and things like that. So I say that it is not about you know, yeah, there's a place for doctors in the community. There is a place. There's a place for engineers. Yeah, there's a place for
Tell
for
us.
pastors and tellers. Hey,
Mhm.
Business
you
people.
said we were dressed good. Some teller put this together. You know,
Yep.
so
Yep.
there's a place for all of that. But
Mhm.
what we believe success to be is that when you have what God has given you, okay, He has given every one of us
Mhm.
something special. You take that and then you bring it to the community and serve one another with it with all
Mhm.
your heart. And when you do that and you make a living, I think you should be happy. You know, so we want these kids to be happy, to have a happy life. Thank you.
Yeah. Sister Costa, you have a saying. I thought I was going to memorize that saying, but I have to look. I'll use my cheat sheet. A waste of time and talent
Mhm.
wastes lives.
Right.
Explain that to the viewers.
Yeah, what I meant is that these children are young. This is time for us to give them this library that they crave for. It's time to give them that knowledge, to impart that knowledge in them with a library. So, because if we don't do it now, at 60, we give it to them. If they become tellers at 60s, engineers at 60, I'm not saying that you cannot become that, but I mean, it will be less effective. Now that they're younger, let's help them, give them this library that will build them stronger and get them what the tools they need to
Mhm.
build their tomorrow. So that's why I said it's talent wasted. So let's get up now and support these children and give them this state of the art library.
Yeah, and the younger you are, the more absorbent your brain is. You know,
Right,
it's like a sponge. They
Right.
can learn. This is when they can learn different languages. This is when they can learn different skills. This is when you have time for them to even make mistakes. And and if they decide to change a career along the way, it's not when you're late. It's when it becomes too late for you. And so this is the time we want to mold their minds into what we really envision for them, or support whatever they envision for themselves. So, I mean, this has been a very interesting conversation. I don't want us to make it too long and drag it out, but is there any question that you expected me to ask and I didn't ask? Or
okay.
something, a topic that we didn't touch on? If there's anything that, maybe I kind of skipped over.
No, not at all. But I just want to add to this that thank you, Mrs. Fogwe, and the daughter of Reverend Ajinvo, Dr. Ajinvo, because that's how I've known you. But he came and stole you away from us. The good thing
Who
I'm
stole
happy
me away
about it
from
is that
way?
he's taking he's taking good care of you, though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
His friend is right here. The producer is his friend, so he will report back. So Toride will report back to him. That's his
yes,
friend. So that's
yes.
another partner. That's another person you guys will partner with. My producer here. If we want to throw thanks out, I want to thank him for what he does, because he's the one who really encouraged me to start this podcast. So that's somebody that you guys can partner with too, like on videos and things like that. So feel free to. I'll send his
Oh,
contact after this,
tell
so
him
you guys can
we
reach
need
out.
him.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Oh, that-
yeah, you partner with him, and we figure out how we can make the community stronger. In that respect, Doc, anything?
No, I'm not finished though. I just
Oh,
have
you're
to.
still going. Okay, sorry.
you asked a twofold question.
I want to thank all our supporters that have been on this journey with us. This journey has just started. We still need that support to come in. I want to thank our board members that have been doing the work that they've been doing. I want to thank my children in Nigeria because, to be frank with you, given their background, those children are good children. If you go there, you want to be with them. They are so amazing. Yes.
True.
I'm not exaggerating
That's
it
true.
because I'm their mother.
That's true.
Anybody that has been there would attest to this. And I want to thank the the community that the committee that we put together to run this drive for the library. And I want to thank my husband that has been very supportive. And I want to thank this petit frere here. Eh? We fight a lot, but we're strong together. We can do it together. Yeah. Now I'm telling you, all jokes set aside, he's been a rock.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's been very supportive. He's very passionate about the kids.
Thank you.
But
Thank
I
you.
think I'm very grateful with the
Thank
team
you.
that we have together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Well, wow. Um, I want to tell your audience that first of all to say thank you for their patience, and thank you for thank you to that engineer of yours, the video engineer,
Yeah.
for 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 making you into a platform owner and changing your community like you are doing right now.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for giving us a place to make our voice, to have a voice. Thank you. I know others that have used your platform. I have gone to learn about you. I went on to read about you. To see others that have used your platform for something positive. So thank you. We are one in a long line. There are many still to come, and I want to also tell your audience that we are going to keep coming. Because hey, when you do something fantastic to these children, we would like to come and give you a report.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
come give you a report.
Yes.
That's what's happened. And I want you to know something about this foundation. And I will say this before you, this has to be out there. Before
Mhm.
we have to make sure they know that this foundation is is specialized in looking for what we call the social determinants of health. These are the known medical factors that affect our health. And when we find them, we try to meet the need of that, to close that gap. That's how we close the healthcare gap.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we will come with other things that are happening, but today we are out there for these children and their library. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much. We will be coming to ask for donations, and please join us. I have to emphasize on that. Join us because when you see a child whose life you have changed, it's a feather to put on your hat.
Mhm.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I think we kind of we deferred the healthcare conversation for, we'll have a whole show on that, on the healthcare conversation. That way we can make sure that we highlight that. But thank you both for your patience. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve, in my own little way. I'm not a wealthy woman, but
Well,
this was my little way of supporting the effort, and for pledging to support in the future and do a little bit more for this. Now that I know more about it, I've learned a little bit more. Definitely, viewers, watch who have watched the show, please share the video. We'll share it wide to make sure that we get this. You didn't shout out a number. Like, what is our goal for this donation? What is the
What's
goal?
the initial goal? Give the
our
initial number.
the initial number is $75,000.
Okay, so we can do this.
We are climbing. We are climbing, and people are really responding. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
would say that.
75,000 guys, let's do it for KOT. All
Yeah,
right. Thank you all so much.
Courtfoundation.org.
Yes.
Please, you will have
Shout
to
out the website again,
courtfoundation.org. Courtfoundation.org.
foundation.org. And I'll drop it in the
You
comments
drop it
too.
to, yes.
Yes, I'll drop it in the comments. So thank you all for those who
Oh,
are watching. Until next time, this has been the Saaghe Fogwe podcast.
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I mean, what movie to
So
my
did
head, Jerry?
Jay.